it's your friend Steve. Welcome. So this is my new channel. This is gonna be the first podcast on the new channel. Because I can't get into my Gmail to the old one. So, bye bye my 3,000 hour watch time and my subscribers. But you know what? We'll start new. It'll be a lot less videos of things. The first year of YouTube for me was gonna be an experience. But now I know what works and what doesn't work. So I'm gonna do less gaming because the gaming videos really didn't do that well. Do the podcast and do my little funny videos, and then do sports every now and then. That's what's gonna be. But today is gonna be the first episode of the podcast. So hello. I hope everyone's mental health is in check. I'm doing fantastic. I'm getting over a little cold. Don't have COVID, don't worry. I did a fucking home test because I just got back from New Orleans and I got one of those like like the freaking old-timey newspaper alerts. It's like, you've been exposed to coronavirus. And I'm like, oh, good Lord. It's like, I've only been in this house. I was like, how do they know that there's been a coronavirus outbreak? So I got home, and I was feeling like, ooh, I knew I didn't have COVID because I've had COVID before, and I know what COVID feels like, and I'm vaccinated, so I was like, I've been told that it's not as extreme when you're vaccinated. See, I just got a cough. But I knew I didn't have COVID because when I had COVID, my cat would not, like, talk to me. Well, it never talks to me, but she would never come near me when I don't know why I keep doing this, but I like it. It's like, hello, hello, hello. So my cat would never come near me when I had COVID. So I knew, and my cat was on my ass since I got home. So I was like, oh, I don't have COVID. Like, this cat could smell death upon a person. And she was like, focusing on her mind. She's like, this motherfucker's about to die. Like, I am not going to be near him. I'm going to go into my little room. I'm going to go hide. This fat motherfucker is going to die of COVID. This is the first time. This motherfucker going to die of COVID. Fuck this guy. How am I going to eat for the next, as long as I live? This time, all up in my face, you know. Like, be a sweet. She's always sweet, but she's a bitch sometimes. She's like, it's kind of why I like cats, though, to be honest. Cats only give you the love they think you deserve. And if you try to give them more love than they want, they will physically attack you. Dogs, all day. Love all day. Dogs are for weak people. If you need something to love you, no matter what you do, you could be a real piece of shit and it still loves you. That's a dog. If a cat loves you, you might be a decent human being. Because cats don't like pieces of shit. They got a good vibe. They got a good vibe on them. They got the detector. They can detect people's vibes. Though I don't understand dogs. Like, just imagine, like, back in the day, like, some motherfucker had to domesticate a fucking wolf to get a breed of dog, right? This motherfucker had to have a wolf in his house. So this motherfucker went to bed every day with a fucking predator in his house. Like, how does that work out for you? Like, wolves will straight up eat a motherfucker if they get hungry enough. So this motherfucker could never have run out of dog food at all. He had to be on his P's and Q's all the time, or he was the dog food. Just like sleeping with one eye up and like, oh, Mr. Jingles over there. Look at me, they're hungry. Keep growling at me. I'm gonna just go to sleep real quick. Huh. Still staring at me, Mr. Jingles. That's also embarrassing. We really, like, why do we have to call dogs, like, Sprinkles and, like, oh, here's my dog, here's little Bubbles. No, I call my fucking dog Gregory. That's my fucking dog. My dog's name is fucking Gregory. Oh, hey, Gregory. Top of the morning, Gregory. How'd you sleep, Gregory? See you sniffing your ass a little more, Gregory. But, to each their own. You know what? Who knows? Maybe the cats and dogs love the shitty like sprinkles names. Who knows? Who knows a cat? I mean, the life of a cat. Like, if I can come back, if reincarnation is a thing, let me come back as a dog or a cat. Because honestly, we don't deserve dogs. Dogs are just like too pure of a being. Don't have COVID. They just have like too pure of hearts for their own good. And I know that's how you could tell if a person's a good person. Like if they're like, "Oh, I love dogs," and the motherfuckers are like, "Oh, I'm not particularly a fan of dogs." Watch that motherfucker. Fucking John Wayne. Even John Wayne Gacy liked dogs. Motherfuckers that don't like animals, highly suspect. Highly suspect. Check that motherfucker's crawl space. That motherfucker's hiding something. But to each their own. But anyway, I don't know if I'm going to do a New Orleans podcast. I recorded one. Nothing really. A few exciting things happened except losing my phone. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I haven't really put much thought. I'm still kind of recuperating, even though it was last week. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago. Just try to figure shit out. I might do a podcast about it though. I probably should. It had a lot of funny moments to it. But it's almost summertime and I'm in a good mood. I just been in a good mood lately. I started therapy. Well, I haven't started therapy yet. I'm about to start therapy. The first session I had with the dude didn't work out well because he told me 5 o'clock, and the email said 5 o'clock, and then I showed up, wasn't there, so I left, and then called him. I was like, "Yeah, man, tried to find your place, couldn't find your place," and it's like 5:15, 5:30. Not there. So good start to our relationship. Plus he's a white dude. I don't know. My family, like, I had that mental breakdown last year. I don't know if anybody's actually listened to all my podcasts. I had a mental breakdown last year where, like, now I'm just like one with the universe, and I see life for what life is. Life is just a series of moments and beauty. A lot of shitty stuff happens in life, but you can't let that affect your life. You know what I mean? Because shitty things happen to everybody, but dude, life is just filled with too much good vibes and good moments to let one or two bad moments really. Because I mean, honestly, losing my dad sucked. I lost an aunt that I was close to. I lost my godmother who I was really close to. And I feel bad because that situation was just a fucking. That was a bad thing. She was a beautiful human being. She taught me my love of movies and music. And she was just funny fucking lady. She's just a funny lady. Um, we were back before I lived in Virginia. We came to Virginia one time. I think I was like 13, 14 years old. And so we're driving down from New York. I think we might have been in Jersey at the time, but she lived in New York. Mary Ellen. Beautiful human being. A woman who should have had children but never did. But she was kind of like a second mother to me. She was very, very good to me. So anyway, we come down to Virginia to see some family. I think it was a birthday or something. I can't remember why we were coming down. And we're driving, and she was driving, and I don't think she should drive at night because she was like, I think in her 50s or 60s at this moment, and she just had glasses, and she was just like a Mrs. Magoo, beautiful human being though. And then we were driving, right, and I can't sleep in the car normally, like unless I like just pass out. I'm normally just up and about, and I'm in the back seat. I'm watching her, and like she's like it's like midnight or maybe like 2 in the morning, and I just see her like fidgeting. She's just like panicking. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? And like we're like behind this big ass truck. I'm like, oh my god, like what is like going on? And like I'm watching her for like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then finally I'm just like, Mary Ellen, what's wrong? Or no, my mom woke up and was like, Mary Ellen, why are you like freaking out? She was like chain smoking, like, she smoked? I think she smoked. But anyway, for this bit, she smoked. She's like chain smoking. And my mom wakes up and goes, Mary Ellen, are you okay? And Mary Ellen just goes, we've been on this bridge for the last 30, 40 minutes. How long can this bridge be? And we're all like, yo, what are you on? What bridge? The truck we were following, she assumed it was a bridge, and the lights from the big ass truck were the lights of a bridge. So she was on this bridge for what she thought was an hour, and just losing her mind. Like, she literally was just like, why are we on this bridge for so long? Oh my God. She was a beautiful human being. Just a beautiful soul. Just the friggin' old timey, not politically correct, beautiful human being though. Not a hateful bone in her body, but she was just of a different time. But just a beautiful, beautiful soul. I've been lucky in life that I've met some beautiful souled people. And I've met some people that don't have nice souls, but I feel lucky. I have a handful of people that I could just legit just look at and just beautiful souls. Just like you look at them and you're like, fuck, how did you make it this far in life being this beautiful and kind? And that's what I try to be. I try to be a kind human being, but I have my moments where I have like a moment where I'm like, fuck the world. I'm going to buy land, have a cottage in the middle of the woods, and never talk to another soul in the rest of my life. If I had enough money, I think I would literally buy land and have a cottage, do YouTube videos like this, and maybe have like interaction with people maybe once a month, twice a month. I just have that personality where it's like, just the ugliness of this world is just weighs on my soul too much. Just an ugly world. We just choose to be so ugly to each other. It's really quite hurtful. Yeah. I just wish everyone that watches this video, it's 12 minutes in so far. If you actually watch this video, do something kind today. Like last week I bought a homeless man breakfast and cigarettes just to let him live. I mean, you're living on the streets, man. I always give money to homeless people, even if they're not homeless. If I have money in my pocket, I'm like, dude, I could just make more money. These people are literally like, even if they're not living on the street, they have no morals to just go up and ask people for money. But most of these people are homeless. You're not like the friggin' Leonardo DiCaprio of homeless people. Like, is Leo a good acting thing? I can't think of anybody who's like who's the best actor right now. But anyway, these, even if you're like, that's your profession is to just scam people, whatever. Here's a couple bucks. But you can tell when people are homeless. But if they're friendly homeless, like if you're homeless, like if I'm ever homeless, God forbid if I'm ever homeless, I wouldn't make it on the streets. I probably wouldn't. But just like, dude, every time I run into a funny fucking homeless person, I'm like, whatever money I have, give that motherfucker. Buy that motherfucker breakfast. Buy that motherfucker dinner. Because if you could be homeless and still have your sense of humor, mad props to you. That's fucking fan-fucking-tastic. Especially some of the homeless people on the streets are like, we should do a competition. Like, fuck American Idol. Fuck all this. Let's have a competition. A talent show with just homeless people. And then the winner of the event, we give them a home and like $30,000 in cash. Imagine the fucking event because everyone on the homeless, everyone homeless, 90%. Let's not say everyone, because some people are just barely on the streets. But then you're gonna run into people pretending to be homeless. Anyway, you have to verify you're homeless. But some of these homeless people that sing, they do comedy, they do all this like rapping and shit. Like, dude, the homeless talent show, genius. And then you if the show runs for like 12 years, even if you compete, you make money. I mean, just give them like $1,000, give them $500, and just solve the fucking homeless problem. Dude, we could solve the homeless problem with a homeless talent show. And then it's weird when you see, like, in New York, you see hot homeless chicks. Like, how is that possible? Like, you can't, if you're hot and homeless, I don't give you money. You have a beautiful face. Go do OnlyFans. Go swindle a dude to let you sleep in their house. I mean, you have the ability to get off the streets. Now, if you're an ugly man, I give you all the money. I give a lot. I don't know if it's white guilt I have. Actually, let's start by saying this. I don't have white guilt, and this might be offensive, but both my grandparents were German and Irish. I wasn't around. My ancestors weren't around during slavery, so thus my family never made money off slavery, and none of my family members were around. I literally, I would say maybe 30% of white people should have white guilt. Like, if you're an old time rich Southern person, you got a lot of demons in your closet. But for the most part, I don't see a difference between black people and white people. We're all in this struggle together. We're all living this life by force. But yeah, I just don't have white guilt. And I feel bad for not having white guilt because, like, yeah, you should feel like remorse for the injustice that was slavery. But I try not to live my life in shame and live my life behind the eight ball, behind emotions. I feel like slavery sucked. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Unless you're like 3 generations from slavery, no, you can't have it forever. It's like, it really sucked, but you're gonna live your whole life angry at white people for something that didn't even affect you. It's hard. It's hard to comprehend that. Because guilt and anger that only lowers your life expectancy. That you really think old white rich people that actually made money off slavery give a fuck about slavery? They got away with it. And there's really nothing we could do to force them to not get away with it. So living a life of anger and hatred, I mean, is only affecting your life. Because we're all pieces of shit. Black, white, Asian, whatever. Every single race has a 1% of shitty fucking people. Most white people are pretty cool. Most black people are pretty cool. But we all have the separate. It's like assholes and everything. Like, assholes come in all different shapes and sizes and shades. Not COVID. Oh yeah, I did a COVID test at home. So you're like, oh, you got COVID. No, I jammed that shit right up there. I was like, oh, double it. Fucking scraped my brain, pulled it out, put it in a little thing, spent like $40 on a fucking COVID test. Because I was like, oh, I have COVID. Because I thought I had COVID. But back to seriousness. Let's all love each other, man. I think we should all just fuck. Let's all fuck and make ourselves a beige or whatever, black, white, and I guess it's just mostly black and white. I mean, I am an Asian once or twice, but I mean, it's just the only way we cure racism. If we all just put ourselves in a melting pot. Because we're going to need to get all together because the aliens are coming. No, they're not coming. Aliens are coming. But anyway, I just want people to love each other. That's what my life. If I could do one thing in life, um, it's you know, fuck Angela White. But other than that, I like world peace. I would love world peace, but as a human being, as a human race, we're not meant for peace. We're not meant. There's just too much things that distract us from peace. We got race, religion, politics. Some of us prefer an Xbox or a PlayStation. We just have all this stuff that's just puts in a little fucking hate bubble, and that's how life is. We just have teams. Like that's whole the whole life is like, oh, I pick you, I pick you, I pick you. You're on my team. Everyone that's on our team, fuck them. But that's not how life should be. I like to think of myself as a human being, a humanist who because that's what we should have, a political party called a humanist party. And what is it? Let's everyone does whatever the fuck they want, as long as you don't hurt yourself or other people. Don't give a fuck what you do. If you want to do drugs, do fucking drugs. If you want to, have sex with no, I don't want to say that. Um, as long as they're legal and not an animal, whatever you do in your bedroom is your fucking thing. Consenting adults can do whatever the fuck they want. You want to jerk off to someone's feet, you go for it. I don't particularly get it, but you fucking do it. I love you. God bless you. But that's the Humanist Party. The Humanist Party is, let's make everything legal, except like heroin, crack cocaine, but like weed, prostitution, limited taxes, because taxes is just bullshit. I don't want to get into the whole thing, but we shouldn't be paying the government for the government to do nothing. They're just like our pimps. Limited taxes, and let's just live a happy-go-lucky life and take care of the poor. Let's take the money we make from lottery, and feed the homeless, feed the children, and educate the children. And that's how you change America. That's how you make America great again. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Cut out all the fucking wars. Stop spending money on all this. You still need to spend money on defense because everyone hates us. But they would hate us less if we weren't so like, fuck you, that's not how you run your life. We're very, fuck you, this is how you should do shit. And honestly, we're really like holding on by a thread over here. We're like maybe 2 good months from having like a civil war again. So maybe not like go around the world and tell people how to like have the best country. Because our country's not that great anymore. We used to be pretty great. Like in the 40s and 50s, we were like the pinnacle of, I mean, we had racism. We've never been perfect, but it's a nice life most people have here. I would say maybe like 2% of the world. I mean, 2% of the world has it as good as we do. Nah, probably more than that. I mean, it's probably the same in like Germany, and I would say like maybe 10% of the world doesn't have it as good as we do. But we have a pretty fucking cake. It's for the most part, we don't like, in most countries they have the possibility of someone showing the fuck up and fucking them up. America, we're not really. We've had that one really bad day. For the most part, I mean, we never get attacked. Well, it's not true. I mean, to a certain extent, not true. But anyway, now it's getting negative. I don't like negativity. I'm going to end it here. I love you guys. This is the first episode. If you found any of this funny, tell a friend. Tell 10,000 friends. Yeah, tell 10,000 friends. Hey, check out my friend Steve. He's kind of funny. He's a fat guy on the internet. Let's have a drink to our second mothers. Let's have a drink to second mothers. Women in our lives who are strong, who are beautiful, who teach us everything they have to offer, and don't have kids of their own, but they still love kids and they show nothing but greatness. Let's have a drink to them this week. I love you guys. I will be more consistent now. I have a new phone. Trying to rebuild this up to where I was before. So if you could help it out, that'd be fucking great. Love you. Anyway, that's it. Peace, love, and understanding, my friends. And also, fuck Hitler. Bye.